Okay, you guys, so get into this craziness. So Offset is being blasted by an IG model for allegedly trying to set Stefon Diggs up. So this IG model right here, who goes by the name Jordan, posted some messages between herself and Offset on her IG stories, and people are trying to read in between the lines. So she posted and said, Offset keeps violating me, but stay on my phone asking to help set up Stefon. Please, super tender shrimp. So the messages read, op-an, give, drop, or don't come back around. And then she said, make sure I'm nowhere near. He said, now. She said, delete these texts. He said, finsta now, send me. Now, a lot of people were having issues trying to interpret these texts, trying to relate it to how he was trying to set up Stefon Diggs. So when he said op-an, he's talking about the girl because it comes off like she had not done her job as they agreed upon. Now, y'all have to remember, these are just text messages. This does not cover their whole conversation. I'm sure they've had many conversations prior to this. Then he says, give, drop, or don't come back around. Now, he's basically saying either you gonna give me the location of this NIG or don't bring yo back around, okay? He's getting very impatient and he seems like he's threatening her, allegedly. Now, she said, make sure I'm nowhere near. That comes off like, whenever you do what you do, make sure I'm not around. Now, some people felt like he was basically trying to set Stefon up with this model to cheat on Cardi B. But in my personal opinion, for her to say, make sure I'm nowhere around, is not given set up to cheat. It's given set up to do something else, if y'all get what I'm trying to say. Allegedly. So he says, now that could go either way. We can't really interpret what he meant by now. Only they know what they were talking about when he said that. And then she said, delete these texts. He said, finsta now, send message. Now that comes off like he was insinuating that she needed to hit him on his Finsta, or they need to exchange messages through their Finsta accounts. Now, all in all, would this hold up in court? I do not believe so, because he's not naming names. There's not enough details. So unless she had other stronger evidence, no, this would not hold up in court. And just to be clear, everything is alleged. Even my interpretation is alleged. Now, she also posted another text thread between herself and Offset, and it looked like he told her she needs to watch her back. So she posted this and said, tender off the bone. So Offset said, get back, gang. She sent a kissy face. He said, you should go back home to Tampa. You can't go nowhere here. Work, nothing. You will see. She said, I'll be all right, boo. He said, all owners. Now, I don't know what he was trying to say with that. And then she said, you should go back home to your kids. Oh, wait. So it's like, were you trying to threaten her? And were you trying to threaten her because she didn't follow through with what you wanted her to do, allegedly? Now, the reason why all of this is very alarming, because y'all remember, I think it's only been about 2 weeks or so, Cardi B took to Spaces and let everyone know that she was highly concerned about the way Offset had been acting. She said she was actually very scared and in fear of her life because Offset was really taking things to another level.
Like, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. Sometimes I sleep and I wonder, like, yo, this is not normal. You see crime documentaries, you see shit on social media about women getting killed the other day. And on the truth, like, it's like, I'm a real tough bitch. Like, I'm a tough bitch. But you can never, there's a difference between being tough, and there's a difference between somebody having an unhealthy obsession with you that you have to you gotta be concerned. And I'm really starting to be concerned. And I'm so tired because I want to detach myself from shit. And it's like, it just doesn't stop. And it's like, when does it fucking stop? I try to be nice. I try to contact family. I try to whatever. And it's not working. And I'm so tired. I'm really getting fucking so tired. I don't want to do things that's going to overshadow what I got going on. It's literally a fucking nightmare. And people think it's so funny. It's not funny. It's concerning. Dealing with somebody that fucking does substance and fucking start hurting me. It's not funny. I completely have moved on with my life. I don't respond to shit. I don't pray about shit. I am tired. I be trying to be the bigger person. Everything. Shit is not fucking funny. It's not funny. And y'all gonna see that shit is not funny. If I spread this shit out, y'all gonna be like, y'all might cry. This shit is not funny.
And I 110% agree. Nothing is funny about this at all. Because, like I said in another video, we see this all the time. Men just really sometimes can't handle the hurt, can't handle the rejection. And what do they end up doing? They end up killing the ex. They end up killing the baby mama. Sometimes the kids. It can get really bad. Now, not to say Offset will do any of this, but I think we have seen time and time again how dangerous these situations can get. And it's really alarming because even though people want to downplay what this model is saying, I don't think it's nothing to downplay. I think it's something to really keep an eye on, because when you pair that with what Cardi B is saying, it's giving major red flags. And the last thing I think we need to be doing is taking this situation lightly. Now, hopefully everything can get settled. Offset needs to get help. I know he's heartbroken behind losing Cardi B because it was his fault. He cheated on her like a dog. He didn't treat her good. And that's what happens when you consistently mess up. But this man needs to get counseling. He needs to get help. He needs to get therapy to heal from this relationship and whatever other hurt he's dealing with. But y'all, I want to know what y'all think about this crazy situation. Do you believe this woman? Do you believe those messages were in reference to harming Stefon Diggs? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this craziness below. That's all I have for you, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay, now I'm getting a little bit worried for Cardi, because in the beginning, I get it. Offset made songs. I expected that from Offset. I expected a diss track. I expected that. I also expected his broke ass to ask for money because his album flopped and he got too many kids to take care of. So I expected that. I did not expect for him to joke around and make claims to Cardi and Stefon Diggs' child. I did not expect that shit. That is really weird. That's really crazy. That's really like off-putting. But now this man is trying to backdoor Stefon Diggs. Amp up your security, Stefon. Amp up your security, Cardi. This man is going borderline Lifetime movie, network movie. He's also giving 48 hours kind of situation. I don't think he knows how to let her go. And let's make this very clear. He's the one that fucked up several times. She got her lick back good though. And for this model that's claiming that, Offset is allegedly trying to set up Stefon Diggs, sweetheart, you should have reported this shit to the police. Why are you on the internet? If you are in fear that Offset keeps violating me by staying in my phone, asking me to help him set up Stefon, please, you should be reporting this shit to the police, girl. Because if something happens to Stefon, baby, now you gonna be one of the people they contact, okay?
IG model claims Offset wanted her to set up Stefon Diggs. So you got this IG model exposing her and Offset's DM messages. I'm starting to believe some of these celebrity dudes is slow, because how many times is these joints gonna expose these niggas' messages before they stop messaging these joints?
Cardi was literally just on the Spaces maybe a week or two ago, talking about how she was scared and how Offset is like harassing her, and it's very much so giving Offset is obsessed, and this just further proves it. So first off, shout out to the Daily Hip Hop Tea, because this is where I first seen the story. If you go ahead and look at my repost, you can go watch their video. But so apparently an IG model came out and released proof that Offset has been trying to get her to set up Stefon Diggs. That is weird, and that is sick AF. Offset has been harassing Cardi for the longest. You harassed her throughout her whole pregnancy. Now that she has had a beautiful baby boy, you're still harassing her. I just don't understand it. What makes it even more sick is when you realize the fact that they're getting divorced, the fact that they broke up, the fact that they are not together is because Offset habitually cheated on Cardi. And now that she's moved on, finally, you doing all this, you need help. You're sick. It's very much so given, I don't want you, but I don't want nobody else to have you. Which, girl, that is really scary when you sit and think about it. And look how Stefon looks at it. I just love this for Cardi. I love this for Cardi. I love not the whole situation with Upset, because that is wild. This whole situation is so crazy, and it's giving, put them in a straight jacket, put him in a 5150 hole, put him in somebody's psychiatrist chair, and with the straight jacket. He's off his rockers, not Offset off rockers. You're crazy. But then again, good Lord, I see why you upset. Look at I see why you mad. Baby, the good Lord took his time with Stefon Diggs. That is one gorgeous man. Finger licking good, but no. Like, I definitely pray for Cardi. Like, I pray that God keeps, you know, his hand over her, her kids, her new baby, like, stuff like that whole situation. Because this is real. Like, it's scary. Like, it's scary. Like, I remember earlier in the year, you know, when Cardi was saying how Offset had, like, threatened her friends and was like, I think he either talked about or did get one of her friends touched. Like, it's just, like, a lot with this man. And I don't know, men are just, like, it don't, like, you ruined this. You messed this up. And you really, like, harassing and antagonizing this girl because she finally had enough and she's happy. And wow. I really, really, really wish more men in the industry would speak out. Not men like Joe Budden, who said Cardi moved on to, like, not men like the real men in the industry would speak out against stuff like this. Because this is really sick. And no shade at this point, if Stefon went ahead and made a call, or Cardi went ahead and made a call, and whatever happened, like, it would be justified. They wouldn't be in the wrong. Because, like, sit and think about this. Just sit and think about, like, really think about this. This is really scary. Like, it's really scary for a woman to go through something like this. Like, for real, for real.